Source, just source. We'll do sources. Like they doing sources, we'll do sources.
Okay, who do you want the source to be?
Give her Mary Shit-the-Cake.
Mary who?
Anybody. Make up the story. If they're gonna go by sources, we'll go by sources.
Working behind the counter or cutting meat. Don't you feel better about it? I sell a pound of nails to a guy like me who walks in and asks for 3 penny nails and I think they're spikes or something. Asking stupid questions, you have to give them the right answers, but really thank you, honestly.
A few knuckleheads went too far and things got out of hand near Fenway Park and other downtown areas. Their outrageous behavior was harmful and disruptive to people who live and work in the Fenway neighborhood. Celebrating is good, and we should all celebrate. But celebrating at the expense of others is unacceptable and will not be tolerated.
And let's all continue to work together, protect the quality of life in our neighborhoods. And so this is the most beautiful housing you've seen. I mean, really, it's gorgeous. He's a congressman from Massachusetts, raised in New Jersey. He has that little funny twang in his voice. We have one thing in common. Some people say, you can't understand Barney, can't understand me sometimes. But we do that to confuse the people out there. Boston's a different city than it was 20 years ago. It's much more diversity. The city that understands that diversity. The new guy in town, but he will tell you, once you get to know him, he's a great guy. He'll be very, very involved. That's what we want America of the future to be. A city that works for all our people, not just for some of it. There's a complacency in America that's bad for America. And so I just ask you all, as you leave here today, you're all here because we want a cure, because some of our best friends have died because of AIDS. We have to get beyond this. We have to get, that complacency has to be removed from our society. But just, the world is changing, folks. Look at David's Converse with a red bow tie. Huh? I remember he was my colleague. Came in with jeans and a torn shirt, and he's done well in life, you know. Now he lives in the Republic of Cambridge. Not bad, huh? He's moved out of the city. I can't understand this. Gene Valancourt, the director of Veteran Service for the city. I'm sure that Melky and Karen will fill us on their plans when they speak later on. If you don't make it through high school and go on to college, it's doubtful about your future. So we're here today to say thank you to those veterans, and I want to say thank you to the leadership of this community. This weekend we're going to have great festivals, great time. We're all going to be working together. This past weekend we had a great festival also. Right down the street here. It was a great weekend here. So it's been about a 2-week venture for all of us. The many festivals we had. It's really great to be here for the celebrate the grand opening of the Brian Honan Apartments. Barney has stood up for many years because he believes what he believes in, and that's so important. It's about leadership. Like Tony said, he's a veteran. He left his family to fight for our wars. Brian Honan was the best public service I knew. And also, you know, the folks from Home Depot, SIPCO, Shaw's, and Northeastern University. Northeastern really is a long-time partner with us with the sports and society program they have on a daily basis. So thank you. Show the sophomores and the freshmen how important education is to you, all of you. I want to get invited to be at the graduation in June.
I have did my duty, and I did it last Tuesday, matter of fact. I can't believe I'm ahead of the schedule.
So, Mayor, happy 375.
It's a great day, great parade, a lot of 20 bands here. Yeah. Every neighborhood of the city of Boston is represented. It's just a spectacular afternoon in the city of Boston. At 4 o'clock, we have the great concert on City Hall Plaza, and then tonight the great fireworks, 7:30, spectacular fireworks. From Spain, Japan, international. First time we've had international fireworks in our city.
Very good.
We all know that dumping can attract crime, discourage residents from using public spaces, and create the impression that people don't take pride in their community. You know, it's a way of getting people to say that, make them listen a little more to us than they have in the past.
Really cared about what he said. He wasn't just saying the words like a lot of elected officials or former elected officials would do. He was a man of great, great stature in our city.
We're so lucky to have him as our congressman. He says, this is not my district. Barney's district is Massachusetts, not that little congressional district from Newton to all the way down the Cape. It's the most gerrymandered district in the world. But he represents all the people in Massachusetts on a daily basis. We're lucky to have him in Congress. Barney Frank, thank you. So continue to honor these individuals. As you go by it every day, we'll say, those men and women gave of themselves. I just asked everyone to cooperate with us over the next 3 days, and then after the next 3 days, we'll go into the American League Finals, and then we'll go into the World Series after that. But let me just perfectly be clear. There is no information whatsoever about the city of Boston. We have none at this time. Our Homeland Security office has been in touch with folks. We have no information at all. So I don't want to say, well, we're just assuming because what happened in London, we're just taking extra precautionary measures.
Thank you. We're going to be discussing with Governor Romney at noon today.
We're not going to be discussing anything today.
You're not having a meeting?
No, we're not going to discuss it today, no. Because the reason why we decide not, because if we go up there together, everybody will assume there's an emergency. We want to make sure to understand the statements we're making today about what we know. And we had a meeting on legislation later today, but that's going to be canceled to another time.
Were you part of the decision to go to Code Orange and tighten T security?
No, that's solely made by the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But
you consulted about that before?
Our Homeland Security folks have been in touch with folks since early this morning, and they've been talking to me, and it's a sole decision that the governor gets from federal authorities, from state authorities, to make that decision to go to a Code Orange.
Was that an overreaction, or do you concur?
Well, I don't think it's an overreaction. I think you have to, we're in a tough decision-making position because we don't do it, something happens, say, why didn't you make the decision? Well, we're making the decision because we think it's an important decision to make at this time. They come from the other suburban towns, they come to Boston, they dump in our city. He did a spectacular job of doing so many things around here. As I walked into the parking lot, I just noticed how nice the skate park looked. But I looked to the right and saw what he did to that field, the soccer field over there. Then I looked down near the waterfront and how he cut the hedges or the grass that was overgrown there. And what you're doing inside here, the painting of the wall, and also I understand you're going to do the dance room upstairs to make sure that illegal dumping is eradicated in our city. Just like the kids across the street went to the soccer field, and they were so happy. They had a field to play in. The grass was cut, and as soon as the grass was cut, I understand, all the kids showed up with a soccer ball and started kicking the ball around. Because too many people in our business there's no leadership in Washington today. They just go along to get along, and so, as we drive this country into some different world that I know.
Okay, which one of the East Coast states got hit the hardest?
I think Philadelphia got hit the hardest. Finally, we're going to put signs at 10 urban wild locations warning potential dumpers they will receive a $1,000 fine. Boston traditionally gets about $14 million a year. If we go through the cuts they project, we'll get $7 million. Just think about. I want to say to Bob Van Meter and his folks at Austin Brighton CDC, thank you. 25 years of doing it, and they've done a great job of many different ways of stepping up to the plate when it comes to helping people in our community who need the help the most. Thank you for making a difference, and that's what we continue to do, is continue to make a difference in people's lives. But also across the street, which is one of our issues that we always have in East Boston, what happens across the street, we have that walkaway and the gardens you planted, and I thank you for that. All of these belong to national organizations, correct? Get them involved. We can't just sit in our hands and say it's going to happen, because it's not happening. Because a lot of folks talk about it. The ones who continually do it are the CDCs of Boston. When you're elected, people elect you to make decisions, to stand up for what you believe in. And when you sell those rights out, when you do what the masses want, that's when you should get out of the business. These years will set the pattern where you're going on in life. Today, you'll see video footage of 4 cases of dumping that were caught on camera in high dumping areas. And as you come around the city, you'll see certain areas where people back of buildings and isolated areas. We're going to put cameras around our city to catch these illegal dumpers.
Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night.
Much like a cookie, I predict the Yankee dynasty will crumble, and the results will be delicious for Red Sox fans. It doesn't say people cannot walk to the garden or run through the garden. It means that people cannot congregate on the garden. 3 or more people congregating on the public garden over the next several weeks will be banned. We'll have more police presence on the common.
Many people wonder in our nation's cities about how to solve homelessness.
There's 2 solutions for homelessness. More housing, affordable housing, and better health care. That's 2 solutions. I mean, the issue with homeless was we do a survey in the city every year. We go out and count homeless in the first week in December. I don't think the public understands this yet. I don't think they understand what difficult times we're in. But wait a couple of weeks when I make my announcements. You'll understand it. I'm going to core services by anybody's definition. By Republicans' definition, Democrats' definition, socialist, green space, all those people, they're going to know when I say core service what it means. And they do miracles with young women. We all have to be more committed today than ever before to making people's lives just a little bit better. Because, my business is not doing it anymore.
Mr. Mayor,
Warren.
what are your plans? Mr. Mayor, what are your plans for tomorrow?
Are we ready, Warren? Wait, what's this?
We're live on the air right now, Mr. Mayor. What are your plans?
Our plans are...
And where will it actually start? And will the duck boats go out onto the Charles?
No, we can't put skates on the ducks, so we're not going on the Charles.
Okay.
And, you see kids out there who are drinking, go up to them and say, hey, it's not cool, it's not smart, it's dumb, really. Because you know what it leads you to? It leads you to the next thing. OxyContin, marijuana, heroin, it leads you always down the path. That's one thing that really fries my nose. But if you hung out on drugs or alcohol, you have no opportunities, none whatsoever. You're just stuck in place.
I have did my duty, and I did it last Tuesday, matter of fact. I can't believe I'm ahead of the schedule.
This project we're on today will set our cities ready for the next 25, 50, 100 years. Well, if there's 911, if there's something suspicious out there, call 911. Drink plenty of water, avoid beverages that contain caffeine or alcohol, wear light-colored clothes, and just do not limit your physical activities over the next several days. If you have a fan, use it.